Hey YouTube, so this is going to be the complete video review of Second Mountain in the George Washington National Forest. So we're down here camping, and here's a quick map. The red is the flagpole knob that everybody's familiar with. The orange little circles where we're camping at. You just saw the feedstone video, which is in pink. The blue area is what the focus is going to be of this video and the next video. The right hand little dotted line is going to be Second Mountain, and the one on the left is Dictum Trail. And to get up to these trails, you have to start at the church, which is in one of the last videos, and then you go up the Long Run Trail, which is on the far right side of the blue box, and you get to the top of the mountain. And then on both of these two trails, it's the same. You go down Second Mountain, you make a U-turn, and you go back up, go down Dictum, and then make a U-turn, and then go right back up. So we are starting at the top of the trail where the blue box is, the top of the dash line. We're going to start there and go down. And to figure out how to get there, you can use this Forestry Map that you can get off the website. The GPS locations are on the edges of the map if you're interested in that, or you can just follow the map really easily. And all these are forestry roads, so you can use Google Maps to get here. However, keep in mind there's no phone service in the area, so make sure you download the maps ahead of time using offline maps. So here we go. We're going to show you the video of the Second Mountain. So we are on Long Run Trail coming back from the Feedstone Mountain, but you're going to come up on the other side. So basically where that pickup truck is, you're going to come up from there and then make a left turn. So you'd be between those two pickup trucks, and you make this left turn into this mud pit where the gate is. The little pole on the side on the clear side that clearly says Dictum. I don't know if this is Dictum or Second Mountain, it doesn't really matter. However, this is the access road that you use to get down to Dictum and Second Mountain. And there's that one little mud pit there. I saw that some people were unloading their side-by-sides up there in that little parking lot. I don't think that's what the Forestry Service had intended, but I don't think they're going to get too mad at people for doing that because of that big giant monster puddle you have to go through to get there. And so this is the play area or the off-road area for the side-by-sides and the ATVs and everything. But there is nothing here that prohibits Jeeps from being back here either. And we saw lots of Jeeps back here. And there are some bypasses and stuff. And we did the entire trail aired up. We didn't bother with airing down anywhere. We did the entire trail, both trails, Dictum and Second Mountain, with no lockers. We have lockers, we just didn't have the need to turn any of them on. We did go into 4 low, mainly because I got tired of like hitting the brakes, like going down the mountain, and so I put it in 4 low. But we probably could have done the entire trail in 2-wheel drive if we really chose to. I would say the difficulty of this area would be similar to maybe the Union Spring side of the flagpole knob. It's somewhere borderline between green and blue. It'd be very, very light blue if you're using like AOA colors. If you're using Roush Creek colors, then maybe it would be blue. And for those of you who are familiar with one of the parks but not the other park, you'll find that there are no two parks in the United States that have like the exact same colors and the exact same rating system. And so they just colors don't match up. Normally like a Roush, like a blue is equal to like a green roughly at AOA, and normally like a black at Roush is kind of equal to like a blue at AOA, and normally like a red at Roush is typically equal to about a black at the AOA, but not always. There's certain trails that aren't graded the same. Like if you just compare like the Crucible to like Crawdaddy, the Crucible is obviously way harder than Crawdaddy, and those are two different reds. So anyway, so back to this trail specifically. So we are on the access road to get down there. Hey, so we're almost to the parking lot. So basically, you could air down if you wanted to up in that kind of open area where we saw the pickup trucks parked. If you wanted to have to be aired down the whole way for whatever reason, or there's a second parking lot up here that we'll get to, which would be the other alternate place where you could air down if you wanted a spot to air down and then air back up, or you could choose to just not air down at all like we chose to do. And so I think the Forestry Service sort of intended that this next parking lot, the one on the left, is where all the ATVs would unload at and everything.
Hey YouTube, so this is the ATV staging area for Dictum and Second Mountain. Right now there's a big lake here. There is this little ramp area like right here that you can see. The ramp is so you can pull your pickup truck there and then get your ATV off the bed without having to use like ramps, like it's built-in ramps. But there's a big like lake there right now. A couple of trucks up here right now. And then this is the entrance to Second Mountain over here. And then if you go around a little bit more, this would be the entrance to Dictum. So basically, if you decide to do either Second Mountain or Dictum, this is where you want to start at. You want to come here and then go down and then up. It's my understanding that the bottom of it on both of them are like usually gated because I don't want the ATVs on the road. So yeah, you have to come all the way up here basically to do these two trails. So we are going to go head out and do the trails.
Hey, so I know the finger pointing was kind of confusing. So basically, when you come down the access road, if you go straight, that's Second Mountain, and if you make a hard right turn, that's Dictum, and then if you make a hard left turn, you're in this parking lot here that Penny going to show you. But so like this is supposed to be the staging area, but as you saw, the access road to get from the other trail to here is the long run trail is to here is washed out a little bit. So this is the Second Mountain Trail, and I stopped here because they had some signs talking about like ATV access and stuff, and they're saying like, you know, don't take your ATVs out on the highway and things like that. I thought maybe there was a restriction for me, but there wasn't one. The restriction was on the ATVs and other like non-street legal vehicles. So I did speed up the video significantly because we were on this trail for so long. A lot of the video is sped up at like 8x. So it's, I don't know, like a 30-minute video. So since it's a 30-minute video, you can easily tell that, I mean, we were up here for multiple hours. We did shoot video and stuff. That usually takes a little bit longer. But don't expect that this trail is just going to be like something that's really quick. Time-wise, I would say that probably like Flagpole is a good afternoon. Probably Dictum and Second Mountain combined is probably like a good afternoon. If you thought that you were going to come down and hit Flagpole, Second Mountain, and Dictum like all in the same afternoon, I think that would be a little bit ridiculous, and probably you would run out of time, honestly. So I mean, for us, like we hit Feedstone, Dictum, Second Mountain, and wow, I lost the name of the trail. The trail that connects all these together. We hit all those together, long run, in the same day. But we started first thing in the morning. We didn't know where we were going, and we actually went to the base of these two trails and found that we couldn't get to them from the base and had to go all the way around. And that's why we're making the video to explain how to even get on these trails. But as you can see, the obstacles are moderate to easy on the upper half of the mountain, and then the further down you get, the closer to the bottom base of the mountain, the more sophisticated obstacles get. But even where those larger obstacles are, and they're still easy obstacles, but keep in mind, the trails are typically pretty wide, and you can go right around them without any kind of problem.
Hey YouTube, we made it up here to the Second Mountain. This is a scenic overlook that you can see behind me that's in so many pictures, and there's the scenic view with the power lines. So it's just us up here. We're doing the whole like keep away from everybody, don't go out in groups. And so far we are pretty happy with this trail, and you're gonna get to see all the dash footage of us on the trail. It feels kind of like the Union Springs Flagpole side, but it has a little bit more obstacles, kind of a little bit closer together. They're still very, very small little baby obstacles. They're like green obstacles. They're not blues or anything like that. Nothing too difficult, nothing too challenging. But it does seem like a pretty fun little thing. And a note, the gate at the bottom of the hill down there is closed. I don't know if it's always closed, but it is closed. So to get on this trail, you have to get onto it from the top of the mountain where the parking lot is, where Dictum also is. So we will see you guys around.
Hey, so there's a little road here that goes along the power line. It goes up and down the power line. I saw some other Jeeps on it. You're gonna see later on in the video where they actually got stopped. There's no real signs that we saw up here that you talked about that access road, but when we got farther down, I actually saw the connector for the access road, and these little tiny yellow signs. And I went over and I looked at one of them, and pretty much it says they'll throw you in prison and put a big fine on you if you go on that access road. So stay on the trail, like don't go on the access road, especially if you see little yellow signs, like that definitely means like you're not supposed to be over there. And if you do go over there, don't tell me you went over there because I don't want to know. But anyway, enough on that. You know, this is clearly a trail, and clearly you can see it on the vehicle use map that we had at the beginning, the Forestry website. So this is totally legit, totally okay, totally usable. And this is, like I was saying, the ATV area. So make sure that you have like your headlights on, especially if you're like leading, so then they can see you coming down the trail. But they'll know that you're coming down the trail probably because you're like a big vehicle. And don't be surprised if you see motorcycles and ATVs and UTVs and side by side and stuff. And this is where we were kind of getting confused. We were like, well, which way are we supposed to go? And you can see, like, clearly you could go that way and you can go the other way, but you want to stay on this trail. And there's the first ATV of the day. And they were riding a double, that's really unusual to see. Most ATV riders are kind of like motorcycle riders. Unless like it's like a girlfriend, like they don't usually like to ride double like that. So there's quite a bit of mud that you're gonna see on this trail. It was raining the night before, so I don't know if it's normal for there to be this many puddles on the trail, or if we just happen to be here when it's wet. But some of the puddles, like especially the one at the entrance, was humongous, and so I'm sure that there's always some water on this trail. It's just a matter of how much. A lot of these little things that we're going down, you'll see them when we come up. I did a lot more kind of third-party footage when we were coming up the trail. And so for the most part, like I drove down, she drove up, and when she's driving, we get a little more footage on that side of the vehicle. So anyway, a lot of these little like hills that you see me going down, we actually scraped on, believe it or not. We don't have a lift. We do have a rubicon, so we have like the bigger tires or whatever. They're not like 35s or anything like that, but they are really like bigger than the sport tires. And we have the longer wheelbase, obviously, because we're a gladiator. So taking the hardest line that you can find here is actually a little bit fun. That would kind of be kind of like blue lines. I would kind of think like blue color in difficulty or whatever, like numeric scale, like 1 to 10, maybe like 3 or 4. Not terribly hard by any means. But you can see the trail's nice and wide, and so for the most part, and you might be saying this doesn't really look that wide. My definition of wide is like if you can fit 2 vehicles, then it's a wide trail. If you're worried about losing your meters, then it's a narrow trail. And obviously, for most of this trail, like you can fit like 2 vehicles side by side. In some areas, like 3 vehicles or 4 vehicles. So anyway, my point is that the trail is wide enough that for the most part, if you see an obstacle and it looks scary or whatever, you can just go to the other side of the road and kind of go around the obstacle, or diminish the obstacle to the point that it's not even really an obstacle anymore. And I was choosing to go over the hardest line that I could find just because it's me, and I was wanting to kind of make it a little more fun, I guess. I would say like pick your own poison. So this is coming up to near the bottom of the thing, and one of them obstacles I totally missed. I think it was like this one right here. Like I scraped pretty bad, but it was fine. So down there at the base, you can actually see the gate where it ends. So this is basically the trail. So we're going to switch drivers, and Kimberly's going to start driving.
Hi everybody, we're just driving back up to the top of Second Mountain now. I took over driving because he wasn't paying attention and he hit these skid plates way too much at the end.
You almost see the tree.
So this should give you a better idea of the size of the obstacles that they have here. And like I said, this would be kind of like green/blue obstacles. So she's not going over the steepest part of the obstacle, she's just going over part of the obstacle. I know this doesn't look that hard, but you'll see that like in different places, like it is possible to actually touch the bottom. It's just a matter of actually, you know, getting on the right line and stuff. But for a stock vehicle, I mean, you can see, I mean, with where that was, like if she would have hit it a little bit to an angle, it probably would have hit pumpkin for the differential, but it wasn't big enough to actually like hit the cross member. So you can see the next obstacle coming up on the left is the same way, and she's going to choose to take the easy route, which is like on the far left. And like I was saying, like if you want, you can always just like go around the obstacles. And so you can see like right there, it looked like the pumpkin might have touched or almost touched, and that was kind of going around this little jutting rock there. On the camera it always looks like really small, but I think it was maybe about a quarter or half the size of one of the tires. And once again, here's another little obstacle. There's quite a few of these little obstacles, and you can see like that is I don't know, 3 inches from the rock rails, so easily it's the height of the pumpkin, so or the front and rear diff. And there's quite a few of these kind of like type obstacles on the trail. There's another one right there, obviously. And once again, you pick your own poison. You figure out like, you know, do you want to like go around it, or do you want to go over it? And if you do go over it, you know, do you want to straddle it, or do you, you know, it's all meant to be fun, obviously. So I'm just saying, I mean, I think that any type of Jeep could probably make it up and down this trail. It's not so difficult that like I would tell people to avoid it. I honestly think, like I was saying, it's similar, and there's like another little obstacle, and there's another one. It's similar to the Union Springs in difficulty, but it's got a lot more obstacles. The Union Springs side maybe has like one obstacle every 10 minutes or every 15 minutes at flagpole. On this trail, it's more like every 30 seconds, like you get that same obstacle, but it's not like a massive obstacle. And a large majority of the obstacles, like I was saying, are on the lower half of the trail. The upper half of the trail, closer to the parking lot, is a lot flatter and more gravel roady. There are like I was saying, a significant number of mud pits, little mud pits. They're not like deep by any means. Maybe they get deeper at different parts of the season, but when we were here, they were not that bad. And you can see, I mean, hardly challenging. At the most, maybe like it got to the base of the bumper, maybe, and the base of the bumper would be right around where the rock rails are. Not terribly difficult, but it is fun. It is something, obviously. The other thing to keep in mind is these trails were meant for ATVs. They weren't, I don't think, intended for Jeeps, even though, you know, you see lots of Jeeps on them. And obviously the wheelbase is completely different between Jeeps and ATVs. And once again, she took the easier route on this obstacle. If she would have been down that rut, it would have been a lot harder. You know, so like when you pick the lines, it's up to you to pick how hard do you want it to be, or how easy do you want it to be, how much you scrape and how much you don't scrape. There's a little bit of articulation right there. You can see the rear tire almost hanging off the ground. It might have been hanging off the ground. I didn't really look that closely. Once again, there's another rut that she went around. Once again, you could choose to straddle the rut, or you could go over the rut, or you could put one of the tires in the rut, whatever you wanted to do to make it a little more fun. Because obviously, you know, it's out here to You're out here to have fun. Like, that's the whole point of taking the Jeep out and building the Jeeps up. The video has been sped up, like I was saying. This is probably 8x speed, and I think normally when she's driving it's somewhere between 3 to 5 miles per hour, and then when I'm driving it's somewhere between 5 to 8 miles per hour. If you just want to kind of get an idea of how fast we drive and how long it takes and stuff. Navigation-wise, I mean, we are using Google Maps. You can actually see it in the corner of that little video segment there, obviously. We have offline maps, and we just have some different pins we dropped. Google Maps, you can do that. And we dropped a pin like at the parking lot and a pin at the bottom of the trail. So then it would just tell us like how to get to the pin. And I had a pin also at the bottom of Dictum. I just put a bunch of different pins at different places. I had one at the church also that I made. And the way that you do that is you just go to Google Maps online, and then you can just literally just like drop pins. You can also do it on your phone. You just put your finger on it, and then a pin's there. And what you saw in the center console was a Google Android Play, where it was just using the Google Maps off the phone. And like I said, we did encounter some other Jeeps, and here's some other Jeeps that were going up and down the mountain. These were not the guys that were trespassing or whatever, or going off the trail. These guys appeared to be completely legit. And I don't even know who these guys are. They look like they all have the same banner. Buck Up, or something like that. Maybe there's a Buck Up Jeep Club. Not really sure. So this is another example of an obstacle, and you can see this is a good example, I think, of how to straddle, or what straddling even is. And so the general idea is you look for the V, and that's not straddling. That is basically. You look for the V, and you put the V between the tires, and then you try to follow the V up. So basically the gap is between the tires. You don't drive like in the ruts, is basically the idea. I think I have a better section of video that I can show you where like kind of what the straddling is. But that's sort of like the general idea. You look for that V, and then you put it between the tires, basically. And as long as you put the V between the tires, like that will get you through 90% of like all the obstacles that are out there. The next clip after this will be probably a much better example of straddling. It's a little bit of a better point of view for new Jeepers to kind of see like what that word means. So we'll do it on this obstacle like right about here. So you can see that there's like basically the general idea is you look for V's, you make V's. And so you see how there's a V on the ground, and then you're driving over it, and then you can see that the tire is not in the rut, and instead the rut is like in the middle. And you can do the same with rocks. Like it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going over. If there's a big rock, like a bunch of big rocks, you just drive over the rocks. You put the tire on the rock itself. So like I was saying, I did speed up the video. The Second Mountain Trail I thought was a fun trail. If I was out here with like a bunch of other people and they were brand new and they never have gone out before, I'd probably take them to Flagpole before I took them to Second Mountain, honestly. But honestly, I kind of think Second Mountain are a little more fun than Flagpole for just, a small group, and mainly because it seems like there's more obstacles, and the obstacles are much more frequent. But the other thing to keep in mind is this is during the COVID thing, so I don't know how busy this gets. Like, I don't know, like, normally Second Mountain just everywhere the ATVs, and you can't, like, get around them. Because there's very, very few places you can take ATVs, but there's also very few places you can take Jeeps in the area, so to speak, that are that's legal. And this is, like, obviously one of the legal places. But I do kind of have, I think, a preference now to just Second Mountain Dictum for the trails themselves, just because of the volume of obstacles. So these were the guys that were going off trail, and yeah, like look at that parking, like that is like awesome. He just like parked in the middle of the trail, and I sat there and like he finally saw, oh, that's not where to park. It's like, no bro, that's not where you park. Like you want to park on the side of the trail. it's the person that you're always with. And, there's no point in trying to do that. And it was these guys right here. They were, for whatever reason, blocking the entire trail with like a bunch of trucks, trying to unload all their vehicles. So we sat here for a while until they got out of our way, which it was actually pretty quick, and you'll see. But still, it's just like, it was nice that they were all like getting out of the way. You can see like there's a lot of them, and there was that really nice parking lot at the top. I'm not really sure why they were wanting to download everything like right there. I was kind of confused actually on why they would come like 2/3 of the way down the trail with their big trucks and then offload their ATVs or whatever like there, instead of like just doing the parking lot and then being able to ride the whole trail on the ATVs. But yeah, whatever. I'm sure they had a reason. So now that we are up at the upper part of the trail, you're going to see that the obstacles are much milder, and for the most part, I mean the upper part of the trail feels a lot more like flagpole. It feels a lot more like just like a dirt road or a gravel road with some bumps. And you'll see that like for the most part she's not even like stopping or anything. This is a scenic overlook, and I did see the guy over there in the Air Force uniform. I did completely offer to help him, provide him any kind of assistance that he needed with the vehicle, and he seemed like he was fine with ATV. It was like just like, I'm good. And I don't know if it's normal or not to see guys in uniforms riding ATVs. Like I totally get like it's okay for military to ride ATVs. I'm not like saying that. I'm just saying like most of the time like the guys in the military like have to like take care of their uniforms and stuff and like keep them pressed and like fancy, and the last thing they would do is like want to get mud on them or whatever, because like when they go through their inspection and stuff they have to make sure it's all like nice and clean and perfect. But yeah, he was out there off-roading in his uniform, like whatever, it's all good. I'm not gonna say anything negative about that. Like actually said thank you for your service to him, I think, and offered to help. So the next video after this will be the dictum video that we're going to do. Basically, we are headed back to the staging area, that little parking lot that the Forestry Service has. I think you'll see it shortly up here on the right-hand side. And we will see you guys for the dictum video. Please like and subscribe.